Morning guys, welcome back to another video. So started my day nice and early with a run. Just did a 1 mile run there and my goal was to get it under 6 minutes. 1 mile pace was 5:37, so not bad, right on pace. As I said, I just wanted to get under 6 minutes there, so I will be trying to reduce that pace. I'm going to try and do this run 3 times a week with a day rest in between each one. So the plan for the day is I'm going to go home, have some breakfast, and then after I've refueled a bit, I've got to get off to a radio station. The owner of my club has a radio show and he's invited me on just to talk a little bit about the upcoming Lancers season, so that would be cool. I'll take you behind the scenes of that, and then I'm going to go to the gym and do a bit of an injury prevention, body strengthening workout, and then I'm going to come home, refuel again, and then this evening about 8 o'clock I've got to get off to the team training facility. We have a training session tonight. We're still in that phase where we've got trialists in. It's pre-season, so pre-season doesn't start for another couple of weeks, early November. So still a lot of guys there. Coach is still figuring out who's going to bring into pre-season with the actual squad, and then the returning guys as well are going to be coming back. A lot of our players live out of town in different states, so they'll be coming back early November, and then we'll have the actual team together training, which I'm really looking forward to. But it should be good. Let's go home and have some breakfast. What I'm going to have for breakfast after my run, it's a light-ish breakfast. I'm kind of on the clock a little bit. I'll talk more about nutrition when I come back for lunch after my gym session. But I'm just having an omelette, so I've got 4 eggs, which I'll just whisk up. I'm going to throw some onion in there. I've already got some spinach on its way, and then literally just going to put that all together, make sort of an omelette, have a coffee. But I will talk a little bit more about nutrition when I come back and have my afternoon meal. I'll talk more about supplements, what things work for me, but we'll get into that later on. But I'm going to whip this up, eat it, and then I've got to get over to the radio station. We're going to do a bit of an interview, so it should be fun.
We're doing different angles too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
And we have 2 special guests in the studio right now. First is our co-captain of this year's Rochester Lancers. He wears number 10. His name is Michael Cunningham. Welcome to Kick This Worldwide.
Good morning, Sam. Thank you for having me.
But let's talk about you. You signed a contract with the Indoor Lancers. You're coming back. Are you excited about that?
I'm very excited. I'm excited to experience the high level of competition. I think we had a good season last year in the M2, and Doug did some good work with the players, and I think we're ready to take on a new challenge. So we just got done with the radio show. That was so much fun. And that's the owner of our club, Sam Fantuzzo. So that's his radio show. He hosts every Saturday morning, 11 o'clock a.m. New York time. So you guys can actually tune into that if you want to. You can follow the Lancers in real time. You can keep up to date with us. We're going to go train now. I'm going to go off to the gym. Just going to strengthen up, do some injury prevention as well. Let's go. So just going to prepare some food after my workout. It was a good workout. As you can see, the rep range is about 6 reps per exercise. That's going to be working on your fast twitch fibers. Anything more than 8 reps is more endurance work. That's going to be working more on those slow twitch fibers. But I want to be more explosive. I want to be quicker off the mark. So that's why I'm keeping a 6 to 8 rep range with my exercises. If you're doing more reps, you'll still see your muscles building, but you're not going to see as many benefits on the football pitch. So that's the key here with my workouts. I'm looking for maximum benefits on the football pitch. I'm going to prepare some food now. So what I'm going to be having is some brown rice pasta with some onion in here. So I'm going to saute the onion, and then I'm going to make a bit of a sauce with a fresh tomato, chicken breast as well to put on there. So getting a good quality protein source after the gym to help those muscles recover and start rebuilding. Good quality carbohydrates and plenty of vegetables in there as well. And I like to prepare as many meals as possible. That's another thing I like to do, because you can see exactly what goes into your meal. I don't want you guys to think I have a perfect diet, because I definitely don't. But during the season, I do try and make as much of an effort as possible to make my diet as healthy as I can. I still have chocolate now and again, I still have pizza now and again, but I'd say 90% of my diet, I really try and eat foods that are going to be healthy for me, that are going to help me perform better, give me good quality energy. But just to talk a little bit about nutrition in general, I'm not going to go really in depth because the topic of nutrition is so big. I could go on for hours and hours and hours. But as far as just generally where to begin if you have no knowledge of nutrition, something that really helped me at the beginning, I did use an app. I don't use it as much anymore because I used it for so long that I was able to pretty much just figure out what I needed to eat, how much of it during a day. But I used to use MyFitnessPal, not sponsored, you guys have seen me use this in a previous video. But it's an app where you can input all of your food you eat throughout a day. And what they do is they ask you for your activity level, your age, your weight, and all these different things. And then through that they calculate how many calories you should have during that day. And it also breaks it down even in more detail, let you know how much protein you should be intaking, how many carbs, how many fats, etc, etc. And that was a really good place to start for me. Really allowed me to put things in perspective and realize, am I getting enough carbs, am I getting enough protein? When it comes to supplements, I do take a few. The word supplement does not mean replace. This means in addition to. Your best nutrients are always going to come through whole foods. So that's the best place to get the bulk of your nutrients, in actual foods like vegetables, meats, things like that. That's where you're going to get the bulk of your nutrients. But supplements are a good way just to top up, because as an athlete, you're depleting a lot of your stores, a lot of your carbs, a lot of your proteins throughout the day with your intense workouts. And as far as actual supplements I do take a multivitamin. It tops up everything, your vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, everything you can imagine. It gives you a little bit of everything, so that even on top of what you're eating, if there's anything you miss during the day, you're still going to get that little top up. But again, we're not trying to replace our meals with supplements. I also take omega-3s, which are really good for lubricating the joints, good joint health. And as a footballer, you're putting your joints through a lot of stress, so it's good to try and take care of those early. I also take magnesium, really good for bone health, helps you absorb calcium as well, keeps those bones strong. And on top of that, I take glucosamine as well. Again, another really good one for your joints, more so with the tissues in the joints, keeps them nice and strong, because they're very susceptible to injury. When you're twisting and turning as a footballer, you're putting those joints under a tremendous amount of stress. So I just take these things as a preventative method. I'm not using them in replacement. As you can see, I do try and get as much nutrition from my actual foods as possible, but make sure you do your research, read up on these things, because each athlete's different. They're not all going to respond the same to the same supplements, the same foods. You might have a negative reaction to eating certain foods. So I'm not going to tell you what to eat. I will show you what I eat, and this works best for me. You're welcome to experiment with it at your own risk, and you can try out these supplements if you want. But this is all I take. I don't take any artificial stimulants or anything like that. As you guys saw at the beginning, I do drink coffee in the morning, but that's more of a natural stimulant. It's got a natural caffeine source from the coffee bean. So that's what I take in the morning. Just helps me feel a little bit more alert, and I just enjoy it in general as well. But most importantly, when it comes to nutrition, and this is something so many athletes overlook, is hydration. Now, hydration is so important as an athlete. Just for your overall performance, it keeps your joints lubricated, it helps you be mentally more aware and focused in your training sessions, especially when it comes to nutrition. If you're not getting an adequate amount of water, you're getting all these nutrients in, but it's actually the water that helps you transport it to the areas of the body that need those supplies. So if you think about your muscles and you want to get protein in there after a workout, you need that water to help you transport it. If you don't, you're not going to be able to absorb as much of those nutrients as possible. And you'll notice this, your energy levels will drop because you're not absorbing all the vitamins and minerals. So keeping on top of your hydration is probably the #1 thing. So what I like to do is I just like to fill up a water bottle and throughout the day keep sipping it, and every time it gets empty, I refill it once again. So I probably get through about 4 or 5 of these per day, depending on the intensity of my training that day. If I sweat a lot more, obviously I'm gonna refill a lot more. But this is just a good reminder for me. And you can read up on so many more benefits of water. This is just touching the surface basically. And with all these supplements and my nutrition advice, I just want to give you a bit of an intro, but I want you guys to do the research for yourself to realize the importance of it. And as I already mentioned, it's just the best way to absorb information, looking up the information for yourselves. That's gonna be it for the meal. Just relax for a little while and then we're gonna get off to training.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9.
Where's she? Right here?
Is this thing recording? It's recording.
Of course, you're right in front of us.
Get a skip.
Be patient, Yellow, patient! Oh,
right here, I'm in. First and 2.
Come on!
So, I'm going to start in the back and work my way. And I'll leave one on. You go 1, 2, and start your approach. I'll hit the light and then hit the crossbow. All right.